guys, so this is a super duper random video. It really jumped around everywhere. I can't even like explain it. I just recorded random little clips throughout my semester. So that was, I think, 4 months, an entire semester of nursing school in one video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching. So it is day 1 of orientation. I'm super excited. I only brought my purse for like basic necessities, whatever, my laptop, and my iPad. It is now 5:10 and I just got out of orientation. It was really long. We still have another day tomorrow as well. I complain too much because I do know that there's people out there that do wish they were in my spot, so I don't really want to complain. It's more of just I didn't expect us to be sitting in the same exact spot all day just listening to different people present about stuff that I felt like I already knew. Like, it was just like your basic stuff, like I mean, some of it was helpful, but more so just like, oh, just by the way, nursing school is a lot different than your prereqs, which I feel like is kind of common knowledge. Okay, so once again, I am in traffic. It's pretty normal where I'm from, so I mean, I think anyone that lives in a city, I mean, deals with traffic. It's not like I'm the only one. Of my professors came up and spoke to us and told us that we are responsible for reading 2 chapters out of the textbook, which we just got told today what textbooks we need. So that was kind of annoying to me. So today is Thursday and our class starts on Monday, and that's when we're supposed to have these readings done by. So it kind of sucks because I order my stuff on Amazon or just anywhere online. You can find books online for a lot cheaper than if you fall into the scandal of,
oh, buy this book bundle, blah blah blah.
Because they were wanting, I want to say like $700 for the bundle, but it didn't even have all the books we were going to need in there. They still wanted us to purchase additional study guides. And on top of that $700 bundle, they also, and this is a mandatory purchase for, I think a lot of people in nursing school use the ATI program, and that's $800. That we don't have a way around, and that already comes with 11 textbooks as it is and a computer program. I did get to meet my clinical group, which was nice. But yeah, I mean, that's really all I have for the first day of orientation. I have tomorrow, which will be my white coat ceremony, and then I will update on what that was like tomorrow. Okay, so it is day 2. It is 7:13 in the morning. Yes, I'm wearing the same coat I wore yesterday because it's really cold, and this is the most professional looking coat that I own. My name is Brittney, in case I didn't mention that earlier. Don't hesitate if you have any questions at all, like, I mean, any kind of questions, anything you need help with regarding nursing, I can try to help you out.
Yeah, so it's day 2 and I'm on my way.
So basically what is going on right now is I finished day 2 of orientation. We finished around 2:30 p.m. today, but I was meeting a girl to buy one of her old textbooks for a lot cheaper than I was able to find on Amazon, so that was a deal. But it did suck because I did have to wait for her, and oh my goodness, struggles. So I live far from my nursing school, so that means when you have a white coat ceremony at 5 and your orientation ends at 2:30, you can't go home and get changed and get dressed and freshen up, sadly. So I am in my car. I'm about to wipe off my makeup. I don't know. I hope I'm not about to ruin my makeup that I already have on. I mean, it's all, I don't know, it's all oily and gross, especially like in the crease of my nose. Like, it's hard to tell on camera, but, and I apologize about the camera. I really do apologize. Do I look like a piece of garbage? I am going to attempt to put on my false lashes. By the way, if you have dry lips, this is not sponsored, obviously, but Aquaphor is like a freaking angel when it comes to moisturizing. Do a little bit of this action. Did that do anything? Probably not. Actually, I'll do more than that. Whoops. Alright, I'm gonna try to put my lip on. And I don't know if you noticed, but I have like some of the smallest lips there ever were. But I'm just trying to add a little bit of color, nothing too fancy. It is my first day. It is probably about 6:45 in the morning. First class is at 7. I'm out of breath because I'm nervous. But yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the gym and activate my membership because we pay for it through our tuition. They sneak in a lot of like extra little fees. Like they're like, oh, you pay for this, you better use it. Oh, you pay for this, you better use it. Oh, you pay for this, you better use it. And it's kind of annoying because I'm like, I mean, I like the fact that we have a gym. Like I wouldn't have mind paying for that. But I'm just saying, like someone that already has a gym membership somewhere else, or maybe doesn't like to work out, because I don't think anyone in their right mind likes working out. Good morning, guys. It is my technically second day of nursing school today. We did get to wear scrubs because we're going to be doing labs today, which makes me really excited because I love to wear scrubs. They're so comfy. Took me an hour to get here as usual, so yeah. As far as I know, we're going to be learning how to take blood glucose and vitals. So that entails like blood pressure, respirations, temperature, all those things. So wait, hold up. Day 1 of lab is, actually, I'm lying. This is clinical orientation. I don't know what I'm thinking. So the first day is over. We basically learned how to take glucose levels, like what the normal ranges are and how to take them and stuff like that. We learned really basic stuff like hand washing. Like we did the whole germ thing, like where you put your hand under the light and they show you how many germs are on your fingers even after you wash your hands normally. Oh, we learned sterile technique, how to put on gloves in a sterile manner. What was the other thing? There was 4 stations. Oh, the other one was just like PPE, like when to wear gloves, which I mean really is always, but when to wear gloves, gowns, protective eyewear, how to handle like certain like airborne precautions, contact precautions, just basic things like that. Yeah, that's about it. So this is a totally random little input thing here, but I just wanted to give you guys who are wondering about just how much time is required for nursing school. It's currently 1:24 a.m. I've been up since 5 a.m. Now partially that's just because of the commute that I do have to make to my school. I mean, I think the average person probably doesn't have to plan like 2 to 3 hours ahead for class. I had lab we started at 9 and we ended around 12. So that was 3 hours out of my morning. Directly after that, I went over to the library. I ended up not eating lunch because I didn't want to heat it up because we have public microwaves. I just wanted to get to the library and get my reading done. So I just skipped lunch. I went to the library for about 2 hours, and then again, always have to accommodate for traffic. I left my school about 2:30 p.m. to come back to my side of town because if I left any later than that, I would hit traffic and waste an hour and a half. Once I got home, I did take a nap, and I've pretty much been doing reading ever since. I feel like it's more than a full-time job at this point. I mean, literally, like I said, I've been studying for like all day. I mean, everything I've done today has something to do with school. So I did just kind of want to touch base a little bit with you guys because I think it's been a while since I've actually recorded anything. Nursing school doesn't really like ease into everything you have to do. It kind of just hits you like a brick in the face. I don't know if I've already said that, but I've heard someone else say that, and honestly that's like the perfect analogy because that really is what it's like. I mean, I took a semester off and then but anyway, so I've just been really busy. I think I've finally gotten into the routine of it, and I feel like I'm not drowning anymore, which is good. But yeah, so we had our lab, and I feel like people can see me recording, so I feel awkward. Okay, so it's been a little while since I last vlogged. That first week was so overwhelming. But the funny thing is, like, looking back on it now, well, honestly, hold up. Okay, so the first week was so overwhelming, and the only reason it was is because my professors waited until, like, literally last minute to assign, like, 4 chapters that we had to read, like, that night. Like, I'm talking, like, 7 p.m., and we have class the next morning at, like, 7 a.m. Super close up, right? But if you're watching, thank you. I appreciate you. And yeah, I'm feeling really, really down, and it really doesn't have anything to do with like nursing school itself. I wouldn't say insecure, but it just really, like, I think my emotions can relate a lot to. It's important to pay attention to who you surround yourself with. Hey everyone, it is, let's see, January 24th, 3rd week of nursing school, and things are definitely better. I have a test on Monday, so I'm going to start preparing for that today. And as far as my day is looking, I have concepts in the morning from 7 to 8. I don't know what time it ends, if I'm being honest. Oh, you know what? It's 9 a.m. to 11:50. That's why I'm like, I know I'm not in that class that long. 9 to 11:50, and then I have patho from 1 to 3:50. So I kind of get an hour break in between that, which is like, I guess, for lunch, I guess you could say. Anyway, so I have an assignment that I need to turn in by tonight that I tried to start, but I just couldn't. Like, it's called system disorder data sheet or something, where basically you have to find a disease, disorder, whatever, and I feel like people can see me, so I'm like checking around. Anyway, so you would just, I don't know why it's taking me so long to explain this, but anyway, so basically you just pick a disease, blah blah blah, research it, talk about it, pathological aspects, treatments, who's at risk, what are the factors, blah 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 blah, you know what I mean. So I have that due today. We have an essay due this morning at 9 a.m., but I already turned that in for concepts. It was a reflective essay, basically just talking about telling a story in your life that made you decide you want to become a nurse. I hate assignments like that because some people literally, like, I don't have like a specific story that I'm like, oh yes, like that's why I want to be a nurse. Like, I just don't have one of those kind of stories. It's just one of those things where I think I have it in my heart that I want to be a nurse. But of course, for the assignment, I kind of like, I don't want to say made up a story, but I associated a story I experienced with why I wanted to become a nurse, which isn't true. But for the purpose of the assignment, I tied that in with why I wanted to become a nurse. But anyway, that was due this morning. It was 2 pages, nothing crazy. I'm hoping we don't have too much more writing in nursing because I don't hate writing, but I hate writing that gets graded. Okay, today is, oh god. Today is January 24th, no, 25th. Hold on. It's Friday, January 25th. today we just had health assessment class, and then we had lab. Nothing really crazy happened today except for we got tested on our vitals. Like, our lab girl, I don't know why I just called her a girl, our lab professor, our lab instructor. Oh, okay. Our lab instructor was going to test us on our blood, or our vitals, which includes blood pressure. And so she had a double stethoscope, and she was like, I don't know, there's like 2 ear things, which I had never heard of, so I looked stupid when I was like, a double stethoscope? Everyone else was like,
yeah, double stethoscope, huh?
and then I'm like, oh, like it has 2, I don't know. I was just being all kinds of stupid. Anyway, so we were doing that, and that's supposed to be next week. She's like, does anybody want to volunteer? Anybody want to volunteer to get checked off on their vitals? Basically saying that you can accurately take vitals. And of course everyone's like, no, I want to wait till next week. I was like, well, if we go today and we do horribly, can we go again next week? And she said, yeah. So that was tempting to me. I was like, okay, you know what? I'll just go ahead and do it. Like, might as well. Everyone else is watching, and it just sucks because I went, right? And I at this point I was nervous because she was literally questioning everything I was doing. She was making me question myself. I'm like, I know what I'm doing, but at the same time I'm like, wait, do I know what I'm doing? So I go to take my friend's blood pressure, and I take it, right? And I guess I got the wrong number, because she was like, that's not what I heard. You failed. She said you would have failed. And I was like, today was our very first exam. It went well. It went good. Did I get an A? No. I got an 86, which kind of makes me a little sad, but I'm not like dying over it. I'm okay. Like everyone tells you, just because you made straight A's in your prereqs doesn't always mean you're going to make straight A's in your nursing school classes. I just wanted to give like a teeny little update on what I was doing right now. Currently we have a test at 7 a.m. in the morning for health assessment, so I'm just studying for that. Oh, also I haven't slept in a long time because last night I was up doing my patho objectives, which are like things you need to know from the book, and you're supposed to do it before class, and I had class today from 1 to 3:50. So I was up doing those last night until like probably 1:30 or 2. I usually get up at 4:30 in the morning to get ready and then leave my house by 6. And so I didn't get to bed until like 1:30 or 2, but my dog is really itchy right now, so she was up all night itching and making tons and tons and tons of noise, so I didn't get barely a single tiny little bit of sleep last night, which was really annoying. So I'm like running on like almost 0 sleep, and even before that, it's not like I get a good night's sleep any night anyway. I usually get about 4 hours. Currently I'm working on it, but right now 4 hours is kind of where I'm at. But yeah, so I have an exam at 7 a.m. tomorrow for health assessment. Hey everybody, it is February 19th, and I just got out of my first sim lab. I don't know what I'm saying. Well, it was interesting, to say the least. It was just interesting because, hold on, whenever I'm driving and like it's my turn to turn, and there's people behind me, like I get so nervous that they're like mad that I'm not going. But I have my first sim lab, so basically what they did was they put us in a group of like, I think there was like 10 of us in a group, and 2 of us would go in and like do the actual simulation like with the patient. We had to go in the room and introduce ourselves, like perform hand hygiene, do the correct PPE, just little things like that. When we went in the room, we had to like correct any safety issues. Oh my gosh, Stolchin. I don't founding father. So I don't know why this middle part. Anyway, so there were 2 of us that went in the room, and the rest of us were back in the other room, sitting around the table, watching on a camera, like watching what we were doing. Yeah, it's scary. It was just hard because I've never really had like patient interaction, and it was awkward. It was because the patient, like the simulation patient, kept asking me. She told me about her husband who's at home with dementia, and she's the only person that takes care of him, so he's home alone right now. And like I didn't know what to say. I was like, yeah. Just like learning how to respond to situations like that is kind of hard, I guess. Other than that, she had like edema in her leg, and she was like hanging off the bed, so we had to like put her back on the bed, and like her sheet fell on the floor, so like get her a new sheet. But like just talking about it, it doesn't seem like it's a lot, but like even when you go in the room, like before you go in the room, like our teacher, I guess, I don't know what to refer to her as, she was like giving us report on the patient, like this is your patient, she's this year, she's like 70 something years old, this is her situation, like. But the person I went into the room with was like really good about knowing like what to do and how to respond. Like I was kind of just awkwardly standing there. So that's what I was doing today. I still haven't had any patient interaction, which I'm not mad about because I'm actually really nervous about it. Because especially like seeing how the simulation went today, like it like opens your eyes up about how awkward you are, I guess. Let's see, I think it's week 9. It is week 9 of nursing school, and time has flown by, like absolutely flown by. I cannot even believe next week is spring break, and I literally can't even believe it. Like I feel like I just was at orientation, and now I am going into my 10th week. This is literally the most random clip ever, but let's see. It is 7:05 a.m. on April 1st. Now, I honestly don't remember the last time I recorded any kind of video because, yeah, just because. But, yeah, just like an update. It's just a regular morning, Monday morning for me heading to class. I'm running late though, so. So, it is 6:30 in the morning. I got to my school around 5:40 a.m., but I was eating breakfast in my car and I had to go to the bathroom and blah blah blah. But I am currently studying for the patho final, which is going to be at 9 a.m. today. So yeah. And this is the stuff I'm going over. The intracranial hypertension, the different stages. I mean, this document has 42 pages on it, so there's a lot of stuff to go over. Thank goodness our patho final is not comprehensive though, because I probably just have to die. But we are going over neuro, GI, renal function, and the liver. So that's all the stuff that's on this test. So